Okay, so if you're cool, we're going to kind of jump right on in because I got a lot of questions for you, Kate. So, hi,
Okay.
everybody. If you don't know
Hi.
this amazing human being next to me, I'm going to let Kate introduce herself because she's fabulous and you need to know her.
Oh, why, thank you. Well, I think that you're fabulous as well. So, hey, everybody. I am Kate Doster of katedoster.com, and it is my soul and soul's mission to put money in the hands of good people so they can do good with it and to eradicate this idea that nice people finish last in 2022. Because the truth is, people love to spend money. Like, I guarantee that if I asked you, hey, have you bought anything on Amazon in the last 2 weeks? Your answer is yes. So why would you want people to buy from you? Somebody who actually cares about their audience, who is going to go above and beyond for them, who's not just going to treat them like some throwaway dollar sign. So that is what I do. We help primarily with sales, mindset, and psychology, and email marketing.
Okay, so here was my last question, and this is actually one of my favorite questions because I think that between your beautiful pink hair or pink, it's purple and blue hair.
It used to be, guys.
Okay, so here is the Fiesta Resistance, which is a lot of people are afraid of being too much or too quirky or too weird inside of their emails, inside of their copy, inside of anything that they do on the internet. If you had any piece of advice to give people who are like holding back who they are or how they sound or how they speak, what would you say to them?
Stop it. I remember I had asked you once because you're like, again, Carolyn's one of those like listies, like she took it and like ran with it, like action. And you're like, the one thing about the course that if it was anything, because I always tell people like, I don't think you should sit through my course. It's a resource. You come back when you're writing a new landing page. You come back when you're refreshing your sales page. You don't sit through at the very end to the very beginning. You watch the first couple modules to get the basics, then you just come back. You're a listie forever, so you're stuck with me. And it's like, you're like, you gave me permission to just be weird and be myself. When you give yourself that permission, writing is going to be easier because it's going to sound like you. One of the best tips that I can give you for writing emails is to read it out loud. And that's like the biggest thing. So you're not just looking for like errors of like, oh, did I use wrong there, or there? You're looking for, does this sound stupid coming out of my mouth? Like if I was like, yes, queens, we're going to slay the day. That sounds stupid because that's not the way I talk in real life. That's not my general attitude. But I'm like, what's up, homestresses? Let's go and kick this day in the ball. Okay, I hear Kate saying that. Like that makes a lot more sense, right? Like, okay. And so I want you to start infusing yourself little by little. It's just like growing your bicep muscle, right? You're going to get stronger every time you do it. You can't, again, do a sit-up in 6th grade for the presidential fitness test and have a 6-pack forever. It doesn't work that way. So you're going to start. How do you say hi to people? Are you what's up? Or you're what's going on? Or you're a hey, hey. Are you a hey queen? Right? Like, go ahead and throw that out there. How do you say that things are good? And bring it up there. And the thing is that if all things are the same, and I got this from one of my mentors, Kendrick, if all things are the same, people are going to buy from people they feel are friends. Like that's just the way it is. So like if I and somebody else were promoting, say, the exact same affiliate thing, or, you know, we were both talking about Stitch Fix for some free grease in the same week, right? They're going to pick me if they feel that I, Kate, am their type of person. And the only way they're going to know I'm their type of person is if I talk like me, if I act like me. I have a disproportionate amount of alto saxophone players in my audience. And I always say that my people is the band geek table of the internet. Like this is just where we roll. Like somebody, they're either marching band, chorus, show choir, flag, dance line. Like that's just my people because I'm a giant nerd and it attracts giant nerds and dorks. Like that's just who we are. And the way you put in there, again, the examples that you use, like, do you talk about like pop culture stuff? Is it more mainstream? It's fine. Bring that in there because your people, I guarantee you, are looking for somebody just like you. I know it sounds really corny, but it's the truth. And even if you consider yourself like, well, I'm just like an average person, maybe there's something like you enjoy your cats. I know you've got 3 cats and they're always fighting, but you know what? You can be a cat person, talk about your cats and what's going on. And people will really, truly appreciate it. So just sneak in little bits of you and then you're just going to get so comfortable. And in the inbox, because not a lot of, you know, people who know you in real life. I mean, some of them might be subscribed, but not a lot of them. And it's not like they're looking to go check their email address. I feel like you can be more of yourself in there because it's a closed environment with a limited amount of people. And then it'll just spread into other things.
Oh, yeah. Start small and then go from there. Like, you don't have to go from like being essentially like black and white, like very prim and polished, good morrow kind fellows to like, hey girl, hey, like hot pink everywhere overnight. This can be a process where you really are allowed to just be yourself. Like, that's really
all that people want. Yeah. And some people are like, but myself is very quiet and reserved. Then your copy should be very quiet and reserved. Mine is very like, I don't want to say that like I'm zany, but I'm very dorky and I've got ADHD. So guess what? My writing has ADHD in it. I interrupt myself with parentheses all of the time. I use cheese puns because I'm corny. Like, that's just the way that it works. So write like you.
Yeah. Just be you. There's one thing. That's my favorite thing. Everybody is like, whenever I get an email was like, should I really buy Love Your List? I'm like, anything that Kate ever puts in front of you, the answer is yes. Like, don't even bother asking. I'm going to say yes because she's going to give you the permission that you've been looking for.
And I think that's what makes the course a lot different than everything else. And again, spoiler, y'all, it's getting open on Monday. Oh, what? Spoiler, it's getting a price raise for the first time in 2 years, Wednesday night. So first thing on Thursday morning, it's finally getting a price raise. So now you guys know there's no other shoe to drop. Woo, right? Because you get 6 months coaching with me where I will look at your copy. Technically, I will look at a new piece of copy every single week. And for me, outside of the course, to look at one piece of copy, it's $500. And for the price of the course, it's like, if you have me look at 3 things, you've made your money back and then some at this point.
Yep.
So like that's why we do this. It's just like, oh, really?
Kate, where can everybody find more about you? And I'm spoiling this. There's a link in the YouTube description to go sign up for Kate's webinars. It's on Monday and Tuesday, right? Can you tell us about
Monday
it?
and Tuesday. Sure. So it's hard email. So good. They like the screen because obviously, why not? Right. So in this one, we're going to talk about, again, how you can turn, say, like a normal value email into a sales email with just a couple of words, because there's actually a lot of phrases. We're going to talk a little bit more and dive into deeper about really like that freebie that you're going to create that's going to attract people. And you might not think that this matters, but like you'll see there's a case study in there. We have somebody in the course who for 7 years, she only got 1,000 subscribers. She took the course and she got 7,000 subscribers in less than a year. So she like 7 million percented roughly her list after 1 year just by utilizing like the Sir Mix-a-Lot principle, because it finally zeroed in. And again, it wasn't ads. And I know that some people will be like, oh, only 7,000, but that was huge. Like to her, it was huge to me too. Like I would like, that'd be super stoking. Right. So we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk a little bit more about what are some of the actual like really important metrics to actually be talking about. We're going to be talking about the worst types of emails to send, which are not send emails, and the worst place to be in, which shockingly is not the spam folder. You might think it is, but it's not. We're going to talk all about that inside of there. And I always save a lot of time to answer questions and to give examples. I think we have an email going out later on today where I'm going to ask people industry. So if you sign up really quickly, you'll be able to tell me your industry. So that way the examples that I weave into the workshop can be a little bit more related to you. Because, you kind of usually rely on what you know. So like usually for me, it's like health, fitness, productivity, business. Try to in lots of different industries as well. But then you'd be able to ask me like, well, what would it do this? Or like, how would you momentize that? And if you stay to the end of the training, you guys are going to be able to get a Starbucks coffee on me for the next day. So that's always really fun too. Because I like to reward people for taking action and for staying. And that's whether you become a listie or not. So of course, we're going to talk about the course. But you guys, y'all know how webinars work. I'm not trying to hide anything. You'll hear about it like the first 2 minutes and you'll see my face go like this. Whoa, like, so now everybody knows where it's coming, right? But this is still like, it's really great stuff. I really, truly think so. And again, I know I started talking about this, but the AD took over. What makes this course different is that I'm not just going to teach you what to do, like use contractions, make sure you link to your thing that you want people to go to more than once. I'm going to make sure that mentally you actually hit send, because I can tell you till you're blue in the face, but if you do not hit publish, if you do not hit send, none of it is going to work. So we go on practical stuff. We go on the mental aspect of everything. We go on getting over any type of fears and junkies, and it's always going to come up. So like, I think that a lot of people really love that first module way more than they thought they would, because again, the first thing I'm going to have you do is say, being on my list is a privilege. When you change your energetics, so I don't call it mindsets, energetics. When you change your energetics, it's going to matter. But again, we're going to talk about sales pages, because why am I going to teach you how to write a sales series if you're sending them to something that's bad? Same thing with the offers. Why am I going to send you there? Because it's something that's bad. So we're going to cover the whole gamut in the whole course itself.
I love it. Guys, this is my favorite course that I still look back at. Like, I still open it up before like a launch or something. I'm like, I just need a good dose of Kate in my life. Like, I just need her to tell me being on my list is a privilege.
It is, right? And people are lucky that they get to buy from you, because it's the truth, right? And we have a whole course, because we were in 2.0. 3.0 is coming out later on this year. You guys get that for free, because like I said, once you're listed forever. So we have a whole module just on copywriting, because that's how I made all of my money. Like, I'm not somebody that like hit it big on Pinterest or SEO, and then all of a sudden I'm an email expert because I had 1 million people on my list. If you can't make a lot of money with 1 million people on your list, you suck, and I'm taking back your business card. But like, I got paid lots of money to make people click buttons on the internet to buy things. So like, I'm going to teach you not only how to do something, but why it works and how you can apply it to your own industry as well. But yeah, like obviously there's templates. I'm going to make your life easier, but I want to make sure you got all the tools in your toolbox.
All of them.
All of them.
Thank you so much for coming today and bestowing your knowledge on us. And so people can find you at, what is your website?
You go to katedoster.com, and I do have a podcast. We're going on a bit of a summer/spring break, but it is every other week. It's called Inbox Besties, and you can go there as well. If you're like, I'm not really in the mood for a webinar, I'll make sure that Caroline drops the link. I do have a freebie that's 2 years worth of strategic email ideas. So I literally, like, January, week 1, send this. Week 2, send this. If you're a rule breaker, you can like switch them up, or you can like go look at May. I let them know if it's like, oh, it's mint julep day in May, so like you have to send this in May. So, and if you're like, but Kate, like, what about, January, February? They come back. So it's fine. If you're watching this and it's like July, it's cool. The rest of the months come back. Just recycle it. You're good.
Oh yeah. It's fantastic, guys. If you're one of those people who's like, it is Friday at 3 p.m. I have a half an hour before I can pick up the kids. I have no idea what to send. That's an awesome freebie for it. Kate, thank you so much for joining us. And guys, we will see you hopefully at the webinar. You guys should all sign up. It's going to be fantastic. Bye.
Bye, everybody.